This allows the bird on top to look a much farther distance to look for food and potential danger to the family. All right, and the Harris hawk here has been ranked as the 6th most efficient hunter in the animal kingdom, and that is no small feat. There's a lot of animals out there. And because of this, this guy is often used in the sport of falconry. Okay. Now, this next bird coming out is hardly ever used in falconry because, well, it can be a little stubborn to train, and they work the night shift. Owls. All right, now owls have what we like to call stealth technology. This guy is like the ninja of the bird world. His feathers are so soft, they're fringed on the edge like combs. When he flaps his wings, he doesn't disturb very much air. That allows him to fly silently. He has incredible night vision. All he uses a little bit of moonlight, a little bit of starlight, and he can see perfectly fine. He also has incredible hearing. Now Eclipse shows that beautifully. This is our barn owl here. You can see that heart shape around his face. That facial disc acts like a satellite dish. It allows him to take all the sounds he's hearing and tunnel it back to his ears. And his ears are asymmetrical. One's up here, one's down here. So sometimes you'll see him kind of rocking his head back and forth in a little dance. That is him triangulating the source of a sound. So when he gets the sound perfectly equal in both ears, he knows exactly where noise is coming from. That allows him to pinpoint its location. He can hear a mouse's heartbeats from up to 30 feet away. Okay? Now don't worry, nature says that's really overwhelming. So they also have the ability to put in their own built-in earplugs, which is essentially specialized feathers in front of their ears to just deflect the sound when they feel like not listening to things. They often do that when we try and ask them to do anything. Kind of like a cat, all right? But especially like when the concerts start, you'll notice all the owl faces kind of change a little bit, and then they just kind of tuck up a foot and they're like, yeah, I'm not listening to this, and they just take a nap instead. All right, and again, everybody, this is Eclipse, the beautiful barn owl, and barn owls are so important. A single barn owl in the wild can catch and eat over 1,000 mice in a single year, and that is why since 1994, Hawk Creek has had a release program for them, and so from 94, we have bred and released over 300 barn owls into the skies of western New York, and they're finally starting to breed back in our area again, and are out there doing their important job as flying mouse traps. All right, our next bird coming out is my favorite. He's so handsome. And I also need some very brave volunteers that are willing to come out and lay down on the ground. So you too, this is your moment. Okay.
Can you
You can come down, but leave the hat there. Just trust me on that. Come on out. Come on out. Okay. All right, you guys can stay right there. You guys are going to line up next to me. Okay?
Dad, if I go out, can you record with my phone?
Take a step forward. Something to make you guys do the whole trophy. All right. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to look at your families. Wave them goodbye.
Wave them goodbye.
All right. You guys said you were brave, right? All right. Your job is to lay there and don't move. Because our next bird coming out is a turkey vulture. And if you didn't know, turkey vultures only eat things that are already dead. You guys have to be really convincing. This is Fester. And look at these big, beautiful wings. This guy is made for dynamic soaring. So they fly just like a paraglider glides. They will seek out that rising hot air. They will circle within it. They kind of do a circle, then glide to the next one. They are very efficient when they fly. In fact, they use only marginally more energy flying than they do standing still. We always joke that when Fester's doing these flights where he's got to flap so much, it's like wing day for him going to the gym. Alright? Because once they get up in the air, they only flap if they have to. But while these birds are up there, what they're doing is they're looking and smelling for food. Unlike most birds, these guys have an amazing sense of smell. They can smell rotting meat from 8 miles away while they're 1,000 feet up in the air. Okay? And once they find that food, those carcasses, they can eat things that have died of diseases, things that predators have killed and eaten the best bits and left the not so tasty bits. Okay? This guy can eat carcasses that have anthrax, botulism, E. coli, salmonella, rabies. He doesn't get sick. What he does is he breaks it down, gets it out of the environment, and stops the spread of diseases. These guys are crucial to have in our ecosystems for keeping everybody, human and animal, healthy. So they are really important to have out in nature. And we are very fortunate that turkey vultures are doing well here in North America. You may have seen these guys again on your way to the fair today. A lot of times you can tell it's them because hawks and eagles hold their wings flat like a boar, and vultures hold their wings in a V-shaped pattern. So V for vulture, very easy to remember. And they kind of teeter-totter back and forth as they're out there flying. Are they doing too good of a job, Fester? Are you trying to scope them out? Come on, buddy. All right, now these birds, when they're out there, they are doing really important work. And again, we're very fortunate that vultures are doing well here in North America. Their cousins in Africa and Asia are not so lucky. He says, but Melissa, I want to go and check them out. They smell bad. Alright guys, show us the zombie apocalypse and rise and head back to your families. If you don't have the family you came with today, now's the chance to find a new one. Just kidding, go back to your rightful families. Alright, now like I said, we are very fortunate that turkey vultures are doing well here in North America. After this presentation, I do encourage you guys to stop by our exhibit on the reflecting pool side of the tent and visit with Cleo, the beautiful Egyptian vulture. She is one of those vultures over in Africa and Asia. The places like Hawk Creek and Vulpro are working so hard to save. You see, Egyptian vultures' population have declined by over 93% throughout their range. Right now, the world is experiencing a vulture crisis. We are losing vultures at an alarming rate. These birds tend to be slow to mature and slow to reproduce, and so it is very difficult for them to rebound. And without them doing their important work of sanitation and cleaning up the environment and all those carcasses, it is causing huge issues and rises in disease. India has huge losses of human life through the spread of rabies from feral dogs that are eating carcasses that the vultures no longer can. And so it's not only impacting our wildlife, it is directly impacting the health of humans as well. And when we talk about the vulture crisis, it can become really depressing and can seem overwhelming, but we never want to leave people with a sense of doom and gloom about conservation. Because if there's one thing we have learned, is that there's always hope. And no bird exemplifies that better than the bald eagle. You see, in the 60s and 70s, bald eagles were in a lot of trouble. We were down to one known wild bald eagle in the wild in New York State. A man named Tom Cade started the Peregrine Fund right here in New York to protect bald eagles and peregrines. And the work that was done here created framework for all kinds of conservation programs that are still used today. It is largely responsible for the peregrine falcon that was wiped out east of the Mississippi River to now be nesting in every major city on the East Coast, and bald eagles to be removed from the endangered species list in 2007. And New York now has over 400 breeding pairs in the wild in our state alone, and that is something for New York to be very proud of. And despite all of these great efforts, it is still a hard world for raptors, and Griffin is an example of that. See, this guy was out in the wilds of Missouri, and while he was out fishing, he became tangled in discarded fishing line. Okay, just a simple thing of someone leaving their line out in the water. It wrapped around his wings and around his feet, causing him to lose the ability to fly. He doesn't like when I tell this story, but it's important for them to know. Can't stand on that either. He's obsessed with this pole, I have no idea why. So, it wrapped around his wings and around his feet, causing him to lose the ability to fly and to lose a toe on his right foot. Despite over a year of rehabilitation, he could not be recovered enough to go back out into the wild. He could only fly about 20 feet, and then all of his flight feathers fall out. And so, because of that, he was sent to Hawk Creek to become an ambassador for his species and a beacon for that hope that proves that anytime a group of people get together and work to save a species, we can do it. When we all do just one thing each day, and that might be taking the extra 10 steps to recycle your water bottle instead of throwing it in the trash can if you've got a water bottle today. Okay, so something as simple as that is going to make a difference. And it's important that we all work to make a difference every single day. because since the first few minutes of Look Skyward, we have been fascinated and inspired by raptors. We have dreamt of flying with them. We have tried to emulate their flying and hunting skills, but we haven't even come close. From the strength of the eagle, the speed of the falcon, the stealth of the owl, raptors have inspired us to reach skyward in our writing, our art, our technology, and our hearts. We want to thank all of you guys for joining us here today. If you'd like the opportunity to meet Miss Twilight, our tawny owl, she loves making new friends. You can stop at our merchandise table for a $12 donation. You can slip on a glove and